subject I wish they taught in high school was A. Date Rape 101, B. Gangster Ebonics for crackers, or C. The pull-out method. I'm gonna go with C. Connor.
Yeah, so I have a contingency here. I will take B if it's taught by a white guy.
Oh my god.
Otherwise, if it's not taught by a white guy, I'll take C.
Buy crackers for crackers.
Right.
I like masturbating. A. All the time. B. Publicly. Or C. With power tools.
With power tools!
With power tools! Yes! You ever notice how often people don't use an ashtray, but they use anything else for an ashtray except for an ashtray?
Rob, what are you using for an ashtray?
A McDonald's lid.
It is. Anyway, overrated or underrated? Store-made dessert.
Like,
Overrated.
That shit sucks. That's overrated. It's
Overrated. You remember those like cookie cakes people would bring to fucking school? Like,
that were stale as fuck.
Overrated. Overrated, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or like cupcakes with like inedible frosting. Yeah. Make that shit.
You know what I
Make
really
that
want?
shit at your
I want
house.
some waffles.
Alright, so this week Sean is back because Robert's an asshole. And it's been a minute. It's been
I think
quite
like
a few minutes.
September.
It's
I think like
yeah.
September last time I was on.
Yeah, it's probably been somewhere around September or something like that. But
I think we can now officially call Rob the sideline reporter because I think I'm on more than he is now.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So, this week we are heading to Germany for the most
Love Germany.
ironic story ever.
Is it about Nazis?
No.
Damn. Alright.
The Stadel Endorf, I'm going to say that's what that word looks like because every
It
word,
sounds close. The little
every
German
word,
I did take in high school.
every word in German looks like the sound you make when you sneeze.
They are pretty much. They are pretty much.
Either
They
way,
don't sound like it, but they look like it.
Either way, their fire department moved into a new building this week. A multi-million-dollar building, I would say. Well, it was a multi-million-dollar building.
I already know where this is going.
Uh-huh. Due to a legal loophole, the fire station didn't have to have smoke alarms, and after about a month and a half, burned down.
I'm very curious. Did they say what was the cause of the fire?
At the time that
I
I
hope it
wrote
was
this,
making chili. I hope it was making chili, because that would just be even more ironic.
I'm sure we can find the answer to this, but at the time that I wrote this, because I wrote this back in October, it didn't say what burned it down.
No, I'm gonna look this up.
Now we have to look it up. So the reporter, our main reporter, is gonna look it up for us.
If you want to keep talking while I look it up.
So, I think the craziest thing about this is not even the fact that it's the fire department, or the fact that a fire burned down the fire department, but I think it literally has manifested the fact of like the one meme, or two memes, like the one dog that's sitting in at the table with everything on fire that just says everything is fine.
Yeah. Hold on. So I just found an article on it, and first off, I gotta just show that picture. If you can, where is it? There. Oh my God.
Wow, that did not work at all.
Yeah, it's.
Yep, there it is.
Like, Rowan, that's almost like. Is that like pretty much trying to put out a fire at your own house kind of thing?
Except you're the fire department and you can't do anything.
Pretty much. So do you want me to read at least like the first few paragraphs of this article?
You might as well, because I'm sure that's probably going to be an update on it.
Probably. This is from October 17th, 2024.
Yep, that tracks. Yep, that's what it is.
And so it's all in English, which I'm very happy about. So in Berlin, a brand new fire station in Germany, which was destroyed in a fire, causing millions of euros in damage, and destroyed equipment, did not have a fire alarm system. Local media reported Thursday.
The fire department.
This article.
The
Yes.
fire department not having a smoke alarm.
Oh, we're gonna do that because I read one paragraph that just almost made me burst into laughter. When I read it. The fire broke out early Wednesday morning at the Stadtallendor, whatever you said. Stadtallendor.
You might as well sneeze in that. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, true. Fire station in Hesse, and destroyed, among other things, the equipment hall and almost a dozen emergency vehicles. German news agency DPA reported initial estimates put the image at between 20 million and 24 million euros, which to dollars
It's about $7.
No, it's 21 million to 26 million dollars.
Okay.
So not too far off, and no one was injured, that's good. Now here's this is what I love. Local officials told DPA that no fire alarm system was installed in the building because experts had considered it not necessary. Much to the astonishment of many observers now that the station has burned down.
That's like I do have a smoke alarm in my room, and you could probably see it on the camera. It's right above me. That's like saying that that's not there, and there's just a fire in the background. Just be like, no, it's good. We're fine.
Yeah. We were supposed to put smoke alarms in my house throughout the house when our electrical wiring got all messed up, and they fixed it and everything before anything happened. But my dad just never put smoke alarms in the house. He was never legally told he had to. But that is maybe I should convince him. Maybe
you should show him the story.
Yeah, maybe. And then, and the last part, this actually is the cause. The fire broke out on an emergency vehicle belonging to the fire department, which contained lithium-ion batteries and an external power connection.
Yeah! The battery pack blew up!
Yep. Trying to see if there is anything else. Oh, a quote from someone said, "The fire spread at breakneck speed." I don't know what that means, but
really,
yeah, that's a quote. That's a quote.
I'd like to think that
the station was opened for less than a year.
I'd like to think that the entire station it spread rapidly because we built our station out of 2x4s.
The station, the station was actually made of wood.
Yeah. The whole thing.
They built it so it wouldn't. They built it so it wouldn't get blown down by the big bad wolf, but apparently was not fire resistant.
Apparently did not think about the big bad fire that they probably caused by themselves.
Exactly.
Because yes, batteries do blow up, but they blow up for a reason.
Common, pretty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, batteries just don't just burst,
there's temperature
I guess
issues,
there's
usage issues, there's all
kind
of
of
that.
Battery, but still, when was the last time your TV remote, for instance, just burst into flames? Yeah. When was the last time your TV remote just burst into flames because of the batteries?
I don't think it's ever burst into flames. I don't think it's ever burst into flames. I did have to change the batteries out of my. This is a story that most people know, but it's one of my favorite stories. I went over to my grandmother's house because she was complaining. She called me asking why the TV remote wasn't working, And I told her, "Have you changed the batteries yet?"
Typical grandma like question for sure.
Yeah, so I asked her, "Did you change the batteries yet?" It was like, "Yeah, I changed the batteries, but it's still not working." I'm like, "All right, I'll be over in 5 minutes." So I drive over there, and she said, "Well, I need help getting this open." I'm like, "Okay, here's the first problem with your story: is if you need help pushing the back of the remote open to get to the batteries, you didn't replace the batteries." um, the second
much.
part the second part I realized is I managed to get the back thing off of it, and I found bits of cereal in it. She was using the fucking thing as a spoon. Which
Oh, jeez.
is her own problem. Is her own problem.
Oh, I agree.
But
100%.
still, like, I can't help you if you're using it as a spoon. But that's just me.
Now I know if I ever run out of spoons, I just gotta.
You
take
just gotta
batteries
use your
out of the
TV remote.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, I'm sure
Never go hungry for cereal again.
I'm sure there's different kind of remotes are better for some things rather than others. I'm gonna say 2 of these Vizio remotes are gonna be great chopsticks.
Yeah,
I'm
sure these.
Because you
These
put
I
2
could
of
use
these
for
together.
something, I'm sure.
Yeah, you get 2 of these together. You can use them as chopsticks. I guess you and I also have Roku because I have mine also.
Yes.
I'm not sure what we could use these for, but I'm gonna say probably cereal.
It's a little small for cereal. Maybe soup, but.
No, but the back of mine does come off, so it's. I'm not sure about yours, but
mine
the one
does
that I
too.
have in my living room, it has a rechargeable remote, so I don't know.
Yeah. And then my cable box remote. I mean, this might be serial certified. It is a little bigger.
Oh,
so.
yeah, you definitely
It might be serial
that might
certified.
serial certified. I'm gonna make that a sticker. Just
Serial certified.
Serial certified.
I would have it on the back of my car for sure.
That's what we're going to that's what we're gonna do for the crazy stuff that for if we end up doing a Christmas show or not. I don't know yet. Because Robert has said nothing and we have not talked about it. So it might be the first year we don't do a Christmas show. But we'll see.
Unless you and me take action.
I might be able to get Salim too. Salim might do it. Salim's been on 2 of them, so he might do it.
Oh.
I don't think you've met him. I'm not sure if you have or not.
No, I don't even think I've ever heard that name.
He's a riot though. I'll show you when we're on a break of the stuff that we were doing the other day. But anyways, with that, we're gonna move on
There we go.
to Meanwhile. All right, so this is Meanwhile. Normally this is Random Thoughts with Rob, but Rob's the sideline reporter. Sean and I have decided. So, Sean, it's back to Meanwhile with you, so take it away.
Oh, just the holiday season and everything. It's booming right now.
Yes, the day we are recording this, it is officially December 1st.
It is.
So-
I actually didn't even really think. I didn't even really think about that. But
Yep.
yeah, no. Holiday is our busy time for me at work. Lots of money, lots of orders. But you know what? I'm not complaining because I need that money.
So,
And started Christmas shopping, and Thanksgiving was great. Lots of good food this year. I will just say, stuffing needs to be a year-round food.
it is year-round
wanna
food.
get-
It comes in a box.
I get that, but it's not usually eaten year-round. A lot of people don't eat it. It needs to be normalized as a year-round thing, not just it's there and just no one touches it.
Um, I have not started my Christmas shopping yet because I don't know when I'm going to do it. For those of you that don't know, I did get my first full-time job in July, so this is my first holiday season with a full-time job. Which
Woo.
that full-time
Welcome to the
job
club.
that full-time job is killing me. Because I am technically not supposed to work over 40 hours a week, and I regularly have overtime. So, it's not by choice either. Anyways, Thanksgiving was okay. It was very interesting. My grandmother decided that she wanted to be the matriarch, which is hysterical because it's her as the oldest, and then my mom and my uncle, and then the rest of us are all like between 1 and 30 years younger than her. So, wide variety there. But she goes at the end of it, she goes, "Well, I guess I failed at being the matriarch." Like, but just
Yeah.
we're all just sitting in the living room. It's quiet. We're watching whatever football game is on. She says, "Well, I guess I failed at being the matriarch." I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Please tell me she didn't burn the turkey or something.
Oh no, she doesn't cook. My mom does it. My dad does the cooking. My mom does the baking. So,
Okay.
and I'm the freeloader.
That's
Which the freeloader means I have to reach all the tall stuff because I'm technically the tallest one in the family. Which
Yeah,
really
that's
says
been me.
something.
That's been me.
Because Sean
That's
and
been
I
me
have
and my family.
stood next to each other, so Sean knows how tall I am. Which means all of my family is shorter than me.
Yeah, you're not super shorter than me though. Maybe by like an inch or two.
I know, but that also puts it in perspective.
But I'm also decently tall, so.
But I'm usually the one that gets the KitchenAid off the top of the refrigerator, or gets the stack of bowls off the top shelf in the cabinet, or something like that. But
There's at least once a month for me when I'm doing an order, someone will ask me to grab sign for them because I'm tall. At least once a month. At least average once a month it will happen.
can you just come in my house and grab this for me?
You want to pay me?
Do they pay you?
I mean, I'm already working, so.
True.
Also, this year had my first smoked turkey ever, and it was amazing.
Well, smoked anything is fantastic.
Yeah, I had smoked chicken wings over the weekend too at this new local place, and it was also fantastic.
Hey,
And then chocolate pie, still the best pie. Can't
chocolate
find me on that.
chocolate pie. Yeah, we smoked that too.
Hey, I'd be down to try it if someone smoked it. I would try it.
But I'm down for anything that's like smoked and stuff like that. But it's got to be like actual smoke. It can't be like
Smoked beer.
sold.
I'd probably try it. It'd probably make beer better, honestly.
No, I'm just saying you open the can and it's just air.
It's
Yeah,
like that. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know how many people are watching this versus listening, but I just smoked vape and did that. That's what smoked beer would be.
yeah, pretty much. The drunk uncle would open the smoke beer and be questioning of who did this to them. But um, I'm trying to think what else. What else? Oh, so the place where I work is well, I'm not going to specifically say where I work, but um, let's just say this place is favors one religion over another, and
Oh sure.
it
Oh
gets,
sure.
yeah, we'll go with that. Um,
There we go.
and their holiday schedule, like the days that I would normally get off, are super confusing. Because I had for October, I at least had half the month of October off.
Paid or
Paid.
I mean, I would not complain there. Did you Instacart during that time?
Oh yes, I did.
There you go. I
Um,
did.
but it gets to like the regular holidays like Christmas, Easter, New Year's, like kind of stuff like that, like you would kind of expect, like just like on a regular calendar of places to be closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this place is open. Um,
Yep.
and
Do you have to work yourself?
I am taking time off. Thank you very much.
Okay, there you go.
So the on Christmas it's open until 3, but I think I took the entire day off. I took half of it's closed on New Year's Day, but it's open on New Year's Eve. I think I'm only taking a half day on New Year's Eve.
Well, most places are like
Um,
that. Where New Year's Eve they're open, and then New Year's Day is when they close, or they're open later.
so at least I'm taking the days off that I would normally have off anyway. So, which is good because the amount of overtime I have, I've converted to sick time, and sick
There you
time
go.
means free hours. I've only been
There
there
you
for
go.
about four and a half months, and
If only
I already
most
have
jobs were that.
I already have 46 hours of sick time.
If only most jobs were that lenient.
I
Need
already
I
have
think
40 hours
I
of
think
sick
your
time, so
I think your workplaces should be starting a new trend there. I think we should get that approved everywhere.
right. It's not a terrible job. It's just I get called in at the worst
It's
time.
adjusting. Yeah, it's adjusting.
So it's kind of
Yeah,
frustrating, but
you'll get used to it. I'm sure.
no, I'm saying for like the holiday season though, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, we're
Because
definitely fine.
I have to do all of my shopping or whatever, and I don't want to take a full day off to just do my shopping. Um,
That is the beauty of online shopping. I've already bought half the stuff from my mom.
well,
Because
that's what I
one of her gifts is combining with my dad's, and I bought it all online so far.
that's probably what I'm gonna do too. Is I'm just gonna um buy all my stuff online. But like
There you go. Well, tomorrow's Cyber Monday.
if I buy it all online, then I have to like buy it like tomorrow. But if I buy it to pick it up in store, I can pick it up whenever I have the ability to.
Yeah.
So that's the annoying thing.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
Cyber Monday tomorrow, take advantage of that.
oh, I'm gonna do that instead of working tomorrow.
I'll be probably doing both, honestly. And also talking to my insurance person.
Great,
There you go. Busy day.
busy day. So are you gonna save your one story for the end, or are you skipping that segment and want to do it now?
What story?
Your
Honestly, I'm
your
already.
78-cent story?
Oh, I just got it. I don't even remember what the story was exactly. I just remember I got a 78-cent tip from an order like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he sends me a
I
text message. He's like, oh no, because it was like 78 cents for a tip that you had like 2 minutes late or something like that, and like their
oh, okay.
grocery order was
No,
like
okay.
$500.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. So I had this one. I think it was a little more than 78 cents. I think I don't remember, but yeah, no, I had this order. It was like literally 100 items, and like I think I only refunded like maybe 2 items, and they had the preference to like say like, hey, if this option's not available, just refund it. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. It makes it so much easier. And yeah, but still, the order ended up being like probably over $400, and it was still like close to 100 items, maybe like just under. So still like a lot of items, like bigger than normal. And I think I got paid decent just to do the order itself because it's freaking 100 items. But then yeah, I only get like whatever the tip ended up being, like $1 or something. I'm like, what the fuck? And I did the order I did with that. I got like a $20 tip, and that order was like 1 item, maybe 2 items.
Is making up for it.
It did make up for it.
Um, no, I remember there was one order that I did. That this is the thing that I absolutely fucking hate with Instacart is they have up to 2 hours to take away your tip. Um,
I've
I
been
don't
victim of that.
like. I can understand like you take like 10 cents off or something like that to make it a round number.
Yeah, which I do,
But
I do sometimes, and it's yeah, it's very like a very small amount.
like I was telling this to Sean the other day, but it's like I won't take any money off a tip to make it a whole number. I'll just add whatever it is to make it a whole number.
Yeah, it's
Um,
sometimes if it's like a very small amount, I'll take it off, but only like a couple cents. But sometimes, most of the time, I think I round it up.
yeah,
Like I'll be like, here, if they did a really good job and they were just really communicative, round it up.
yeah. Um, so I'll normally do that, but there was this one. Now I took the orders where you drove to the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
I loved those because it was only like four things, and then you'd have to drive like 45 minutes. But it was 45 minutes through like countryside. So it
In the
made
sum in the summer, those aren't the worst orders to
no, in the
do. In the
winter they
summer,
are terrible.
in the winter, it's you don't even bother.
No. Um but this one was during the summer. This one was during the summer. It was like I can't remember what the store was, but it was like four items and it was going to I want to say it was going to like Batavia or something. So not
Yeah,
extremely far, but like
far
a,
for sure.
a good distance.
Yeah.
Um, and the whole order was like $30 or something like that, plus a $10 tip. It was like $30 guaranteed plus $10 tip or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
so I get there, I drop the four items off, perfectly fine. I was communicating with them the entire time. It was like, hey, it was like text us when you're like 5 minutes away because we want to get stuff into the freezer because it's two of the things are frozen. Um, so I get there. I 5 minutes away. I text them. I'm like, hey, I'm 5 minutes away. I pull up in the driveway. There's nobody in the driveway. Like there's no cars in the driveway. I'm like, okay, well people can work from home and not have a car, so still text them anyway.
Or they're in the like the garage or something like that
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah.
Um, but the I text him and say, okay, just leave it on the front porch. So I go, I leave it on the front porch. Now keep in mind, this tip is $10. Okay. I go, I drop it on the porch, I take a picture of it, say I was told to leave it on the porch, and I left. Would you like to take a guess at how much money that they took off?
A whole $10.
No, you're close. They took off $9.98. 2 cents.
I would have went back and took the food back.
They took everything but 2 cents. Like, what the fuck? They gave me all 5 stars.
That's
they gave me all
that's
5
probably
stars.
how
I was
they
like,
get
what
people
the-
to do.
What?
That's probably how they get people. That's probably how they get people to do orders for them because they know no one's gonna want to drive out there. So they show a big tip, but then take it right away. They probably like know.
That's my guess. That's
That's the only explanation I could have. Like, cause I just why wouldn't you? Why would you do that? Like, I don't know.
That's such a dick move.
It is. I
Like,
would
honestly.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I had that experience once, so I get it. It sucks.
It does suck. I've had it a couple times, and it's ridiculous, honestly. Because sometimes you don't even. One time it happened to me, and I do get it because I was getting a little testy with the customer. She was getting testy with me though back, so she kind of just brought out the worst. Other times you just don't know. Some people are just like that. A real explaining it.
Well, whenever I did it, I would always send a message. It would be like, "Hey, like around now, especially like the week of Thanksgiving, I was like, hey, just so you're aware, if I make a substitution, it's because of what's here versus what's not here. It's
Yeah, and sometimes I
will
tell
try
customers
I
if
will
I
try
know
and
I'm
find
gonna
you
be
the best replacement for it, but it's here versus what's not here.
yeah. And sometimes it's like sometimes for me like customers don't respond, so I just do what I think is best, which is either try to get the best replacement or just refund it altogether because it's like that might be better than getting them something they didn't want.
Right.
Or two, like I'll tell customers, hey, like if I like, do you give me full permission to just substitute what you need? Because I just don't have. If I'm in a rush, I won't have time to text you for each individual item that's out. I want to get it done like quickly, and most of the time they're like, yeah, I trust you. Like that's fine.
But yeah, it's a great
Well,
time. It's a great time.
Yeah, I think I said everything on what I have to say for meanwhile.
Great. We're moving on. It is time for over or underrated. Alright, so this is overrated or underrated. And if you don't know how this works, you decide if it's overrated or underrated. If it doesn't match, you have to explain why. Okay? So, overrated or underrated? Dollar General.
Very overrated. You know why? Because as you and me text about constantly, these freaking stores just pop up in the middle of nowhere. I've seen at least 2 new ones pop up in the same area within like the last month. One I think is already open. The other is gonna be open. Like, just they come out of nowhere. These places.
I'm gonna say it's overrated, and it's purely for the fact that I feel bad for the people working there. And
If
like
you have to say you work for Dollar General, like saying you work for like Dollar Tree, something about that sounds better than saying I work for Dollar General.
that, and the fact that like there's just boxes of shit everywhere. Because they don't have the
Yes.
staff to stock any of their stuff.
It's like Target, but Target has the staff.
It's like Target, but it's worse.
I'm not dissing Target by any means, but get on a Target. Stop leaving your shit everywhere.
All right. Overrated or underrated? Random Christmas displays in summer.
Very, very overrated. I'm one of those people who, when Thanksgiving happens, that's when Christmas starts for me. Maybe a week before, I can be like okay with it. I mean, Thanksgiving also was later this year, so like, oh, definitely. When I see people the day after Halloween be like, I put up my Christmas decorations, I'm like, I want to go to your house and tear them all down.
I'm gonna go
Like,
do
right
what.
now.
You know what I'm gonna go do? I am gonna come over to your house and do the same thing that those German firefighters did.
Oh, it's a little extreme. Don't go that far.
if it's in the summer,
If it's in the summer, yes. If I see a freaking Frosty the Snowman on someone's front lawn after the day after the 4th of July, then we're gonna have issues. We're gonna have major issues.
I'm gonna say it's overrated. If it's during the summer, I'm gonna say it's overrated. I can understand like middle fall, like before Thanksgiving, that they start putting like their Christmas stuff up.
Yeah, like I can understand it. I still hate it, but like I get it.
Like at least in my house, we put up all of the Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving. We don't turn any of it on before Thanksgiving. So like any of like the
Yeah.
stuff outside, we don't turn on before Thanksgiving. But like as soon as everybody's gone home, that's when we turn it on.
Yeah.
That's
Like my parents just this past week started putting up stuff.
I think our,
Like
our
they probably spent like the day before Thanksgiving doing that.
I think ours went up last week Tuesday. So
Yeah.
all right. Overrated or underrated?
I actually got one real quick that's kind of tied to that.
Okay.
Before we get to your other one, I might have another one after this too, a little later on. Overrated or underrated? Christmas decorations still being up mid-January.
Okay, you have to be a little more specific.
Like, so not like right after New Year. Like the week, like a couple days or even a week up to after New Year's, still fine. Like, I'm talking like Martin Luther King Day, like around that time. We're already well into January.
Mm, I'm gonna say overrated. And
Okay.
it's purely for the fact that ours don't come down until April. But we shut that because the ground is fucking covered in
That is
snow.
true. That is true. Yeah, that is
But
true.
our interior like decorations down middle of January. But like outside, we don't tear down until like mid-April because we can't put the ladder outside to take the stuff off the windows and stuff.
That is true.
So I will on that technicality, I will say overrated.
Yeah. I will also say overrated because, like, for us, like, yeah, so, like, some stuff we've had where it's on the ground and it's frozen to the ground and you can't get it until you get a little bit of a thaw. Which, that I get, but even then, sometimes, maybe mid-January, you'll get a little bit of enough. Like, our stuff, like especially the Christmas tree, will probably stay up till New Year's, maybe a couple days after, but like the first weekend after New Year's, all that shit's coming down. All the other interior stuff's coming down. If the outside stuff can come down, it will.
We usually keep like whatever we can out, because then we just put it away
My
altogether.
my mom has these like wooden snowmen that she'll keep outside, but those aren't really necessarily Christmas. Those are more winter than anything. So like that's like acceptable. Like it's whatever. But like definitely stuff that is clearly Christmas.
I think if it's clearly Christmas, ours comes down usually the middle of January. So
Yeah.
But
there are some people who will have that shit up until like March.
I got
And
a
it's not
funny
even
one.
because they can't get it down.
I got a funny one. Overrated on that topic actually, because this happened to my mom years
So
ago
you'll have
when
at
she
least
used
two
to.
more, because don't forget that other one you were about to do.
I know. Well, I have. Then I technically have 4 more after this one.
Okay.
But this happened to my mom a handful of times on Christmas morning, because she would go to like Christmas morning mass or whatever by herself. But she would come home Christmas morning. Like this was before like any of us were up or anything. But she'd go to like 6 a.m. mass, but then everyone would be up at 9 or something. So she fine, whatever. But anyways, overrated or underrated? Throwing out your Christmas tree at 7 a.m. on Christmas morning.
Overrated. Why would you throw it out before you even celebrate Christmas? If you want to take it down Christmas night,
Christmas trees on Christmas morning at the curb.
like if you wanna throw it out that night, take it down Christmas night. Like sure, like sometimes I get that. Sometimes I get it. But like during the day, like no, like. And I gotta say, 6 a.m. mass. Don't get me wrong. No problem going to church on Christmas. God love you, but like, I can't wake up at 6 a.m. to praise the Lord. If you want to wake me up at 9, all for it. But can't wake up at 6 to go to church.
I usually go to the 8:30.
I'd rather go to midnight mass, which I think some churches still do. I don't know if that's still a thing. I know my church used to do that, but
it depends on the church now.
yeah,
some offer it, some don't. But
I'm Lutheran, so I think my church used to do that. And my grandpa, God rest his soul, was a pastor, and I think he did something like that. Because I remember going to his last sermon on Christmas Eve. I think he might have had one on Christmas Day, but we couldn't stay for that, so we went to his last like real one on Christmas Eve, which was at like probably 7 at night. I think that night, and I think he still maybe had like one more that night. But I don't remember. That was like 7 years ago.
All right.
Completely overrated on the Christmas tree
good.
thing.
You and I are in agreement on that one. Overrated or underrated? The Wegmans cannoli dip.
I've never had it. I don't know if I can answer that.
So
I don't want to say overrated because I feel like that's not fair, and I can't say underrated because I've never had it. So I'll just be neutral until I have it, and then we can come back to it after I've tried it.
Great. I'm saying it is way underrated. It is fantastic.
I'm sure it's very delicious. I'm sure it's very delicious. I just don't want to say overrated because that's not fair if I've never had it.
All right. Overrated or underrated? Amazon Prime Day.
There's a day on Amazon Prime?
It's that 2-day sale, like in the middle of a month, that they just say is like, oh, it's Prime Day, and then they sell everything for 50% off.
I didn't know they did that, and that's someone with an Amazon Prime account. I honestly don't pay that much attention to that. I will say underrated though, because I love Amazon Prime. Amazon is amazing.
I'm gonna say underrated too, and it's purely for the fact that a majority of the stuff in my room I've gotten on Prime Day, so it's.
There you go.
There
you go. My PS5 from Amazon Prime. The PS5 I just got, so you know.
There you go.
Fairly cheap. How many more do you have? Because I got at least one more.
I've got two.
Okay.
I've got two.
Want to alternate then, or
Sure.
want to alternate then?
Yeah, I'll go.
So I might have a second one, so that might just work out.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go.
You go first.
Overrated or underrated? Lego creator sets.
Lego creators, just like any Lego set, pretty much.
No, so the creator sets are different from like the regular sets. They're like this over here. That are for like a specific thing. They're not like Star Wars or technical or something like that. They're
not even
just
like
they're,
just not
they're
even
literally
just like
just there as decoration.
All right. So not even just like the is it more like similar to like the ones that are like flowers?
Kind of, yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
There's
More like
Lego
those.
flowers. Okay. I will say underrated. Not that I would necessarily get them. I mean, maybe eventually, but like I think they are cool. I think Legos in general are just like cool. Like they're dorky. Don't get me wrong, but I think Legos are honestly really cool. And I mean, there's literally a theme park on Legos, like Disney World, Universal Studios, Six Flags, Legoland. Like, here's the hierarchy of theme parks, I think.
So I will
so
say
Legoland, like that, yeah.
I will say, because I am a space nut. Here's the box of what they're supposed to be.
That looks cool. That actually looks really cool.
So it's 4 of these.
I kind of want to get one now.
$35 at Target.
I'm sold. Going to Target right now.
I'm currently working on this one, which is that green one. It was a little confusing to understand at first, but each one of them has.
I want to make Lego. Oh, continue. Sorry.
Each one of them has like a certain meaning to it. So it's like the 4 main things of like the space age.
Okay.
So like the blue one, which 3 of them are up there. You might be able to see them, kind of.
Yeah, I can see.
The blue one is astronomy, because those are supposed to be like comets.
Astronomy's cool.
The orange one is exploration. That one is kind of hard to see, but it's supposed to be like Mars. That it's got.
I could tell. I can kind of tell. Yeah.
It's got this like rover on it.
Mars rover, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a rover on it.
That's pretty cool, honestly. That's pretty cool, honestly. Like, I don't like off topic, but the videos I really love watching on YouTube. It's like a simulator, I guess. If like you were to fall into other planets, like if you were in this very high tech spacesuit, so you could survive it until you starve to death. But it's like those videos always interest me, just because it is just the unknown. Space itself is just like a cool subject.
And then
I'm like
the pink
almost
one is
sold
like
on
modern expansion. It's like modern expansion kind of thing, and then the green one is supposed to be a black hole. But I don't get how it's supposed to be a black hole, because it's like green and like baby blue. So I don't really get that one, but I'm currently working on that one. So, but yeah, $35.
I'm almost 100% sold on getting one now.
I got this one at Target. So
Target's awesome. Target, apart from like sometimes the stores are too crowded. Target is awesome.
Right. All right, go ahead with yours.
Okay, so my first, possibly my only one, but maybe not. Overrated or underrated? Mac and cheese as a Thanksgiving side dish.
Okay, there's 2 ways to go with this. Before I make my official...
Homemade mac and cheese, not like Kraft or Velveeta, not like that.
If it's homemade,
although to be fair, I would not complain about that either. But we'll go specifically homemade.
If it's homemade, and it has like, and if you bake it and it has like if you like tap it with a spoon and it breaks, then it's fantastic. That is underrated. But if you do like a Kraft or a Velveeta or whatever the fuck, like box dinner
Whatever
mac and
mac and
cheese,
cheese
and then just
brand,
be
yeah.
yeah, whatever like box dinner mac and cheese, that's overrated. That's just lazy. That's
I agree.
like
I
you
agree with
could
you.
like I don't care if you make it with Velveeta, but like if you make it like straight out of the box, that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's
No, I 100% agree with you. My cousin made it for the Thanksgiving this year. I think this was the first Thanksgiving. I know it's been used in Thanksgiving dishes, so it wasn't like a surprise to me. It was a surprise to me just to see that she actually did it. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't the best. It could have been a little better, but I still was like, this is really cool. Like, hopefully, like if I were to make a mac and cheese dish, like a dish for Thanksgiving, I'd probably do mac and cheese. I'd probably just cook it a little differently. So I'd say underrated for that. Yes, if it's like Velveeta, Kraft, whatever, overrated. I would still eat it because I love it, but overrated for sure for that.
all right. And then I got one more.
Yeah.
All right, it's overrated or underrated. Those gaming light up keyboards, like those RGB keyboards.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I I'm not a PC gamer,
Okay.
so it's not like I would have. It's not like I would get one anyways. Plus, I just really use a laptop. I don't use a PC, although I do want one. I will still say underrated because they do look really cool. I don't really have much more to say than that, other than they just look really cool.
Good, because I own one and I'm using it right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's underrated. I think it make it well, at least for me, I feel like it makes my desk feel like there's something else on it. Like if that makes sense. Like, cause my desk doesn't
Yeah.
really have anything on it. It's literally just like my
Mine,
monitor, my
mine's
keyboard, and my
cluttered.
mouse.
Mine's cluttered with just random stuff than my laptop.
So the fact that it's doing an effect on it feels like
My
it
mouse.
has something else on it also.
I get that.
It's currently
I totally
running.
respect that.
It's currently running this thing called Campfire, so it actually looks like flames, like
That's pretty cool.
going off on its own.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It was the best $80 I've spent on a keyboard.
There you go.
So,
There you go. Yeah.
did you have any more?
I do. My original one was gonna be overrated or underrated smoked turkey because we talked about it earlier, but I think we both agree underrated.
Yeah,
It's
we're both agreeing on that. That's over.
Yeah.
That's underrated. Yeah.
But the one now that because of gaming in a way kind of came up, mine is gonna be overrated or underrated console gaming. I personally still think console gaming is underrated because I know PC gaming is getting up there in popularity and I respect that, but there's just nothing like still just grabbing the controller, sitting on your couch or your bed or whatever, and just playing a good old video game from your console and everything. It's the best, and I don't think I'll ever really give that up, personally. And I own, like, I don't even know, like 8 or 9 or 7, I don't even know off the top of my head, different consoles of, like, retro gaming and new gaming. So, like, to me, it's just, that's the best way to game, personally.
I'm gonna have to say it's a draw for me on this one.
Oh.
Because I have both.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having both. There's nothing wrong with that. I have friends who do both.
I don't favor one or the other, but I will favor because there are some sales like on the Xbox console that are better than PC, so I'll buy it on the console.
Yeah.
So I'd rather do that. But if I am going to like if I only have like an hour or like it's like an hour before I go to bed or something like that, I'm not changing my display just to play my console. I'll just play whatever on my PC for an hour and then go to bed. But I'm whenever like depending on the game, I will favor console over PC.
Yeah. And for me, I think the reason why I favor consoles is like for PC gaming, like there's a thing where like certain games don't work as well on the PC unless you have a very updated PC and stuff. Whereas console gaming is just like you have a PS5, it will work. You have an Xbox One, Series X, whatever, it'll work. You have a Switch, it'll work. Whereas PC, it's like, oh, you gotta have this version of a PC, it has to be updated, blah, 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 and I just like, no one has time for that and everything. Well, I don't, at least.
I think the thing with console versus PC is the fact that people like buying PCs or whatever, or like people, well, the people that play consoles mainly and then want to get a PC know nothing about PCs.
Exactly.
So
That'd be
it's
pretty much me. Like I'd be asking friends, like, "Hey, what P?" That I did that with a laptop. Like,
Yeah, you
hey,
did.
I asked some friends, like, "Hey, what's a good laptop to get for like what I want to do with it?" Which I still haven't really done yet, but I want to, and stuff like that. And whereas a console, I know what works on what, I know what I'm getting with each console. Like it to me, it's just easier, and that's what I want as a very good gamer, not a hardcore gamer, but a very casual, not even casual, like this gamer. I like to game. It's my relaxed time and stuff like that.
I will say that nothing, when you buy a PC, nothing is more disheartening when you buy a PC for like $800 to find out that the game that you specifically wanted to play on PC does not work with what you just bought.
Exactly, exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing with PC gaming for me. It's just like it's a crapshoot.
So, I mean, there'll be some things that I'll favor one over the other, but like my go-to will be my PC because it's just on all the time. But
That makes sense. I respect it.
if I'm playing something specific, then I'll play it on console. So,
Oh. I respect it. I respect it for sure.
yeah. All right. So, do you any other ones?
That's it for me on overrated, underrated. I can't think of any more right now.
All right. Well, we are going to bring this episode to a close. We apologize for having so far long in between episodes, but we have lives now. We're not part-time job people anymore.
Well, I mean, I kind of really haven't been for a while, but
I mean, the normal group that does it all has full-time jobs now.
True.
So
I'm starting to become more normal.
the jury's still out on me.
Yeah.
Anyways, with that, we hope to see you relatively soon. Hopefully before the end of the year.
Yep.
But with that, Sean,
Go Bills!
go Bills. All right, we will see you next time.